talk to select popular over-the-counter items in the drive-thru for pickup. Hi there, how can I help you?
Picking up,
What's the name?
Charles Barth, B-A-R-T-H,
What's that birthday?
September 28th, 1983.
Alright, I have one for you today, one back open. Any questions?
No, sir.
Alright, allow me one moment to grab this. We're just looking at a copay at $3.60. The canister's already open for you if you want to send your method of payment.